Here's a Sanyo dynamic wide 12-inch oscillating fan. Sanyo dynamic wide. Really cool base sticker here. I really like the color scheme. Black, the chrome. It's almost like a mirror metallic thing going on there. Splash of color there with the red. A neat little design. It's fancy. I really like the guard design too. Chrome guards with the front guard spokes run one way, and then on the rear they run around the other way. And you've got these like reinforcement stabilizers here, and they even used heavier gauge here on the inside, and then lighter gauge towards the outside. It has metal locking clips here. Here is the motor housing. Probably looks familiar if you have one of the older Lasko Galaxy fans. This is where those fans get their genes from. Really cool fan. Here's the sticker info. Model EF-6KP. Made in Japan. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite fans in the collection. I'm tempted to say that it's my favorite 12-inch fan, but all I really got to do is look up, and then suddenly I got to think about it a lot harder. But it's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of the 12-inch fans anyway. Stylistically, it really doesn't get any better than this for me, but it's not perfect. There are a couple of what I would call design flaws with this. So one being front guard is first of all, it looks really cool the way that they did this. It's like a low profile front guard, but it's almost too low profile because the blade comes really close to it. And when I first got this fan, it was too close. If I ran the oscillation, the blade would start rubbing on the inside of the guard, and that's not good. So what I ended up doing was having to pull these little spokes out a little bit, just enough to give it some clearance. So it seems okay now. The only other issue with these that I think is really common with fans that have this this neck in particular was a crack here. It's another point of failure that I think is pretty common with these, and it seems to always be on this side. Start on this side anyway. Other than that, it's a great fan, great styling, great performance, very strong fan, and very quiet as well. Quieter than the Lasko Galaxy fans, as we'll see here momentarily. Here's the plug, and it's a Kawasaki. I thought they only made motorcycles. KP2 Japan. Kawasaki. That's fun. You guys remember when the Kawasaki Ninjas came out? Well, I don't remember exactly like what year they came out. I guess that would have been probably like the late 80s. But I remember more the early 90s. Kawasaki Ninjas were popular, and really cool. There wasn't too many of them around, so if we did see one on the street somewhere, it would always be something that we would have to announce, let everybody know there was a ninja nearby so you could watch and see if maybe they would go fast or do a wheelie or whatever. But in the early 90s, they had some really cool color schemes with those bikes, especially like the Kawasaki green color. They had the green one with a splash of color down the side of it that was like pink and purple, maybe. And then I think they had a black and purple color scheme, maybe a red one too. I don't know, but the early 90s were a fun time for color, especially on the Kawasaki Ninja motorcycles. Anyway, back to the fan. Got it plugged in here, running on high speed. It's pretty quiet. Not much of a sound to it other than kind of a low-key, high-velocity blade sound. Check the velocity. So we're up between 11 and 1200 feet per minute, which is pretty strong. Above average. I think I've only had like 2 fans, 12-inch fans anyway, that hit the 1200 mark. This one got close. Not quite, but it's still up there. Still relatively quiet on medium speed. Low. It just has a different sound to it than the Lasco Galaxy fans. I think those fans sound really cool, but it's almost like a cartoon spaceship taking off kind of sound to it. This doesn't have that. And I think the performance is about the same. So I'm not sure why they would change anything, why they would go from this blade to that one, being that this one was quieter. I'm not sure. Check the velocity on the low. Kind of a fast low speed, but I mean that's average. That's about what I'd see on just about any other 12-inch fan. 700s or so feet per minute. Okay, we're on the oscillation now. I still get a little nervous when I run the oscillation just because previously that's when I was having issues with the blade rubbing on the guard. So let's see. And for some reason when it turns to that side, I'll show you, the blade bobs forward a little bit. I guess I could be missing a thrust washer in there or something. There's 2. Doesn't do it so much on the medium and high because there's enough force holding the blade back, but on low speed it gives just enough where the blade bobs forward. And we'll do our spin down. And thank you for watching.